Yes.
Perfect.
Don't ask me what went wrong.
Next slide, please.
That'll be it.
Okay, awesome. Before we start, please remember to mute your microphones when you're not speaking. Our ceremony is live on Facebook, and we will be recording for friends and family who couldn't attend. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, scholarship recipients, friends, and families, welcome to the 16th Annual Japanese American Veterans Association Memorial Awards Ceremony. Okay, next slide, please. I'm Jason Kuroiwa, a veteran and originally from Hawaii, or as those recipients from Hawaii. I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I'll probably pronounce it correctly for once, so I apologize. I'm humbled to be your master of ceremonies. Today, JAVA is awarding $26,000 in scholarships to 15 students, benefiting high school graduates, higher education, undergraduates, graduates, and postgraduates. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the Japanese American Veterans Association, Howard Hyde.
Thank you, Jason. I am pleased to welcome you all to our annual Scholarship Award ceremony. We have always been dedicated to preserving the legacy of U.S. military servicemen and women. More than just remembering their heroic deeds, our mission is to instill a sense of pride, patriotism, and duty in the younger generation. One of the most impactful ways we fulfill this mission is through our scholarships program. Through this program, we aim to inspire the next generation to carry forward the values of dedication, honor, and service that our veterans exemplified. Congratulations to each of the scholarship recipients. We are incredibly proud of you and excited to see all you will achieve in the future. May you continue to strive for excellence in all your endeavors. Thank you. Back to you, Jason.
Thank you, Howard. It is now my honor to introduce Mr. Terry Shima, who served in the famed U.S. Army's 442nd Regimental Combat Team. His tireless efforts in the Japanese American Veterans Association as our executive director and still serving as a distinguished fellow preserve the legacy of contributions of our World War II Nisei soldiers and their families.
JAVA Scholarship Program, which began in 2009 with 3 awards, has grown to 15. We are told our scholarship awards are valued. They are linked to Japanese American contribution in such disciplines as government, academia, technology, science, military. I wish to thank the JAVA Scholarship Committee, especially Chris DeRosa, for her outstanding contribution.
Retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Robert Bob Volkak is a third-generation veteran of the U.S. Army. His grandfather, Colonel Virgil R. Miller, was the first executive officer of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team and the second commanding officer. Following his commission as a field artillery officer, Bob served in more than 25 years in various command and staff positions throughout the world. Following the U.S. Army his retirement in 2003, Bob established the Wolverine Consulting, a small business dedicated to professional military education and exercise design, development, and delivery. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jason. On behalf of the JAVA Scholarship Committee, I wish to congratulate all of our JAVA Scholarship Award recipients. Determining our award winners from an outstanding group of applicants was truly a challenge. In the end, all of our award recipients demonstrated outstanding academic records, extensive community engagement, and in their essays, drew inspiration from the legacies established by members of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team, the 100th Infantry Battalion, and the Military Intelligence Service. Those legacies reflected duty, honor, and selfless service for a nation that did not yet recognize what great deeds were being accomplished. For our scholarship award winners, this is but one more step in your journey. We will watch you, knowing that you now carry the torch. Once again, congratulations and best of luck. Now, back to Jason.
Thank you, Bob. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to introduce the chairwoman of our Java Scholarship Committee, Mrs. Chris DeRosa. Ma'am, floor is yours.
Thank you, Jason. Good afternoon to most of you. Good morning to those of you in Hawaii, and perhaps good evening to those of you who might be in Europe. I'm Chris DeRosa. I'm a Sansei living in Arlington, Virginia, originally from Waihua, Hawaii. I've had the honor of serving as chair of the Java Scholarship Committee this year and a few years previous. It's my pleasure today to introduce you to the 15 students who will be receiving a Java Memorial Scholarship this year. We had more than 40 applications to review. As Bob said, our committee devoted many hours to evaluate all those applications. We found this task of narrowing it down to 15 students very, very challenging. We wish we could have awarded more scholarships, but hopefully you will agree with us that these 15 are deserving of a Java scholarship. We are presenting 15 scholarships this year for a total value of $26,000. Applicants are descendants of World War II Nisei veterans. Some of them are children of Java members. For the Inoue Scholarship, we also opened the application process to members of the U.S. Army 100th 442nd or members of the college ROTC. So first, I'd like to present 12 Java Memorial Scholarships. Each scholarship is in the amount of $1,500 and is awarded to a recent high school graduate who is heading for higher education in the fall. These students impressed us with their academic accomplishments, their community activities, and their essays. All or nearly all of them were members of the National Honor Society, took multiple AP classes, and graduated at or near the top of their high school class. So let's get started. So the first scholarship we'd like to present is the Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Shirey was the S2 Regimental Intelligence Officer for the 442nd Regimental Combat Team for the duration of their service in World War II. After the war, he wrote of the Nisei soldiers in a book titled Americans, the Story of the 442nd Combat Team. Mr. Shirey's son said of him that serving with the 442nd was the proudest and most rewarding experience in his lifetime. One 442 veteran said that Major Shirey was held in high respect by the men and officers of the Japanese American 100th Battalion and 442nd Regimental Combat Team for his intelligence, his honesty, integrity, and devotion to duty. After the war, Major Shirey established a career in direct marketing and consulting. Mrs. Maud Shirey grew up in Cumberland, Maryland. She received a bachelor's degree in English literature from Western Maryland College. After graduation, she worked in New York City as a radio engineer for Voice of America and the Armed Forces Radio Network until the end of the war. She served on the founding boards of Grace Episcopal Day School and Grace Episcopal Church's Pennyworth Shop. The Shireys called Silver Spring, Maryland, home. And we'd like to award the Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship to Taylor Mellinger of Honolulu, Hawaii. She will be studying dance and English at Santa Clara University in California. Taylor is an accomplished dancer. She not only performs, she also does choreography and teaches dance classes, including sign language dance. Taylor was the editor of her school newspaper. She earned honors in art, English, and chemistry. Taylor's great-grandfather was Sadami Katahara of the 100th and 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Here's an excerpt from Taylor's essay, which she submitted with her application. She wrote, "One of my core memories from the fourth grade was a show and tell about my great-grandfather, Sadami Katahara. At the time, although I knew he was a great man who gave much to his country, I did not fully appreciate the extent of his story or his sacrifice. However, in the 8 years since, I have gained a deeper understanding of not only my great-grandfather, but also those who served alongside him. I've come to view my great-grandfather and his fellow soldiers' sacrifices with more awareness and gratitude, understanding the magnitude of the 100th Infantry Battalion, which was made up of people who not only fought the obvious enemies of America, but also racism and oppression from within the very nation they defended, acting with true courage and honor. The phrase "go for broke," which I had frequently heard coming from a Japanese American family, gained a new meaning as I more fully understood the complete commitment of the soldiers in the battalion who risked everything for peace. The Java Scholarship is more than a means to attend college. It represents my heritage and who I am today because of the people like my grandfather who helped rewrite history and set an example for future generations. Congratulations, Taylor. Next, we have the Robert Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship. Bob Nakamoto grew up in Sacramento, California. He was interned with his family at Topaz Camp in Utah. He served in the U.S. Air Force during the Korean War. Later, Mr. Nakamoto earned a Bachelor of Arts degree at Cal State University in Sacramento. Mr. Nakamoto and his family settled in Leesburg, Virginia. Mr. Nakamoto served on many corporate boards at the state and national levels. He was owner and CEO of several companies, including Amor and Base Technologies. Bob Nakamoto proudly and ably served as Java president from 2007 to 2010. He also was a member of the JACL and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. We'd like to present the Bob Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship to George Pele. George will be studying engineering at Virginia Tech. George hails from Richmond, Virginia. He participated in many sports, including track and field, soccer, basketball, and the martial arts. He's an active member of his church and the JACL. George has volunteered in many ways in his community as a tutor, helping with community gardens and home repairs for others, and the Special Olympics. George is the son of Java member Steve Pele. George wrote, "Infrastructure has always captivated me. Having traveled to Japan multiple times, I've often wandered through the busy streets of Tokyo, marveling at the awe-inspiring buildings there. Structural spectacles and the countless skyscrapers stand as glorious testaments to the incredible ability of engineering, connecting problems with solutions. My favorite structure in Japan is a simple stone bridge just across the street from my grandparents' house in Mishima. It isn't spectacular by any means. It doesn't move or reach towards the sky, nor can it support millions of pounds, but it was uniquely positioned to serve a great purpose. It permits us to travel across a cold mountain stream to an ancient family shrine, a hidden treasure that connects me as an individual to a chain of countless ancestors. It allows me to connect to my cultural roots and thus identify with and enjoy them personally and more deeply. Similar to the simple stone bridge, organizations like Java, JACL, and others help us to transcend modern culture and connect with our ancestral roots. I've worked very hard with my school's Asian Student Alliance and other groups. I've become a strong advocate for building communities with strong foundations that can stand against societal pressures and provide a bridge to share identities and culture. Where many people see divisions in the world, I see opportunities for connections to be built." That's saying a lot, George. Congratulations. Next, we have the Colonel Virgil Miller Memorial Scholarship. Colonel Miller grew up in Puerto Rico. After graduating from West Point in 1924, he served in many places, including New York, Puerto Rico, Wyoming, California, Hawaii, and Alabama. He joined the 442nd Regimental Combat Team at Camp Shelby, Mississippi, as its executive officer in 1943. 1 year later, he assumed command of the 442nd and earned the rank of colonel. After retiring from the military, Colonel Miller taught military science at Pennsylvania State College, Lehigh University, and the University of Michigan. Colonel Miller referred to his time with the 442nd as the most satisfactory and rewarding of my 30 years of service. Eve Kamadoy is receiving the Colonel Miller Memorial Scholarship. Eve is from Hohokus, New Jersey. She'll be studying biology at the University of Michigan. Eve was on the honor roll for all 4 years of high school. She's an accomplished ballet dancer and has earned a black belt in Taekwondo. Eve volunteers in her community, including at a local family shelter. She created a podcast and published an article on the globalization of petrodollars. Eve's grandfather, Ted Kamidoy, served with the 442nd E Company. Eve wrote, "Something that has always stuck with me is the rallying cry of my grandpa's combat team, the 442nd. Go for broke is a testament to the determination and resilience of Japanese American veterans who gave everything despite facing an against all odds fight abroad in Europe and discrimination at home. I believe Go for Broke represents my grandpa both on and off the battlefield. He persevered through many challenges, but remained determined to reach his goals. As I embark on my college journey, I will always carry the spirit of Go for Broke. I'll be ready to take necessary risks, persevere through obstacles, and provide service to others. We look forward to that, Eve, and congratulations." The Vic and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship. Vic Matsui grew up in California. During World War II, his family was incarcerated at Camp Jerome in Arkansas. He joined the Army and earned the rank of Chief Warrant Officer II while serving in the Counterintelligence Corps. Later, Mr. Matsui worked many years for the U.S. State Department. His wife, Teru, often worked as the embassy nurse on their missions. They retired to Williamsburg, where both Matsuis were active in the Williamsburg chapter of the Hearing Loss Association of America. Mr. Matsui was a longtime member of JAVA and often spoke about the Japanese American experience to local universities and organizations. In 2011, Mr. Matsui received an honorary degree from UCLA. As a result of the outbreak of World War II, his education there had been interrupted. So this was quite an honor for him. And we'd like to present the Matsui Memorial Scholarship to Kevin Nakaishi of Arcadia, California. Kevin will be pursuing a degree in pre-business and pre-med at UCLA. Kevin plays volleyball. He's an accomplished artist. He uses his crochet skills to help his community, including crocheting scarves and hats for cancer patients, underprivileged children, and seniors in his community. He also teaches youngsters and classmates to crochet and weave fiber arts. Kevin also volunteers with the international organization Hope Worldwide. He is a son of JAVA member Christopher Nakaishi. His great-grandfathers, Masanobu Honda and Yukio Nakaishi, served with the 442nd and the 552nd, respectively. Kevin wrote, "I remember going to the Go for Broke Memorial and scanning the lines of brave Japanese American men to find my great-grandfathers, Yukio Nakaishi and Masanobu Honda. Learning about their Go for Broke mentality, a willingness to lose everything for your family and country, instilled in me a newfound sense of pride in my Japanese American heritage. Fighting for a country that treated them so egregiously is a definition of sacrifice. Winning a JAVA Memorial Scholarship would mean honoring my great-grandfather's sacrifice while providing me with the necessary resources to pursue my goals. Through my education and surroundings, I'm constantly reminded of their great sacrifice. Living in Arcadia, California, next to the Santa Anita Racetrack, a relocation center for interned Japanese Americans, I often reflect on the unjust treatment of my ancestors. To be treated like they were less than human is an unforgivable stain on American history. Despite this treatment, my great-grandfathers and their comrades chose to fight for this country, an unimaginably heroic act. Winning a scholarship from Java would not only honor my achievements as a scholar, but also the immensely courageous acts of my great-grandfathers. I would invest in my future while carrying forward the legacy of Masanobu Honda and Yukio Nakaishi, ensuring their sacrifices are never forgotten. Thank you, Kevin, and congratulations. Next, we have the Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship. Ben and his brother Fred grew up in Nebraska. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, their father gave them permission to enlist and fight. They were turned down. A month later, they tried again. This time, they were successful. Ben joined the Army Air Corps, eventually achieving his dream of being a gunner. He flew over 50 missions over Europe, Africa, and the Central Pacific Theater. He received 3 Distinguished Service Crosses during his time of service. After leaving the military, Mr. Kuroki earned a degree in journalism at the University of Nebraska. He then became editor of several newspapers in Michigan and in California. The Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Malia Okamoto. Malia lives in Japan on Yokota Air Base. Malia will be enrolling in the University of Florida, where she will study physiology and kinesiology. Malia was a member of her swim and tennis teams. She served as news editor on student newspapers and was student body president. Malia has been very active in the Air Force JROTC, serving as its group commander. Malia's father, Colonel Bert Okamoto, is a Java member. Malia wrote, "Being granted a Java Memorial Scholarship will allow me to confidently pursue my studies with the support of the Asian American community. Growing up as a military brat in predominantly Caucasian areas, I faced the reality of being surrounded by few Asian Americans, especially Japanese Americans. This was a difficult obstacle for me to overcome, as I was constantly moving and trying to find my community. However, once I met fellow Japanese Americans with similar goals and values, I was uplifted and motivated to work toward my goals. Going to university and trying to find a place where I feel most comfortable and welcome will be difficult. But if I can garner the support of my community, then I can surely pursue my goals and break into a career field representing Japanese Americans. I'm sure you'll be able to do that, Malia. Congratulations." Next, we have the Sadami Katahara Memorial Scholarship. Sadami Katahara grew up on the island of Maui. He joined the Army ROTC when he became a student at the University of Hawaii and earned the rank of second lieutenant in the U.S. Army Reserve. During World War II, Mr. Katahara enlisted in the 442nd and was in the front row in that familiar photo of new enlistees at the Iolani Palace. I'm sure you've seen it. Mr. Katahara earned the Bronze Star with 2 oak leaf clusters. Later, he continued his service in the U.S. Army Reserve and the Hawaii National Guard. Mr. Katahara was a chemist with Maui Agriculture Company, but eventually followed his passion in radio communications with the Maui Police Department and the National Bureau of Standards. We'd like to present the Sadami Katahara Memorial Scholarship to Jacqueline Pama'i. Jacqueline lives in Rancho Cucamonga, California. She will be studying biology at the University of California at San Diego, where she hopes to pursue her Bachelor of Science. Jacqueline was a community volunteer with the Red Cross, Feed America, and other organizations. She was a softball player and coach and a member of the Future Business Leaders of America. Her great-granduncle, Kaz Hamai, served with the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Her grandfather, Hiroshi Hamai, served with the U.S. Army during the Korean War. Jacqueline wrote, "My grandfather was a great inspiration. He taught me strength and kindness, the power of tenacity and pushing my limits. Winning the Java Memorial Scholarship is a means of connecting to my grandfather and continuing to improve my education. Hiroshi and Kaz Hamai served not only their country, but as pivotal figures in my life, teaching me pride in my ethnicity, athletics, and academics. This scholarship honors unity, perseverance, and strength, and it speaks to me because it serves as a way of demonstrating my resolve and continuing my grandfather's and great-grand-uncle's legacy through sharing our memories and their history. Congratulations, Jacqueline. Chief Warrant Officer 4, Mitsugi Kasai, Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Kasai was born in Utah. He moved to Idaho after being adopted by Hiroshi Kasai. In June 1946, Mr. Kasai enlisted in the Army's Counterintelligence Corps. After he completed MIS and intelligence training, Kasai was sent to the Far East Command headquarters. For 20 years, he served in Asia and the US, often as a special agent in charge. He received the Oak Leaf Cluster and the Meritorious Service Medal. Mr. Kasai wanted to preserve the history and culture of Japanese Americans. He thought they should be recognized for their patriotism and service to this country. He donated his collection, which is now at the University of Utah's Mitsugi Kasai Memorial Japanese American Archive. Alexander Ninomiya will receive the Kasai Memorial Scholarship. He lives in South Pasadena, California. He'll be going to Stanford University, where he plans to earn a bachelor's degree in East Asian Studies. Alex was a Reischauer Scholar and participated in the Kizuna Leadership Program. Alex has won numerous awards in hip-hop and contemporary dance competitions. He is a member of his school's math club and has tutored students in math. James Masaru Nakagawa of the MIS is Alexander's grandfather. Alex wrote, "Growing up, I never bothered to ask my grandmother about Japan. I thought I already knew. Yet I didn't really understand Japan at its heart, of what it meant to be Japanese. Fast forward to 2022, I was presented with the opportunity to visit Okinawa with my family. I was fascinated by the culture and most of all, the people. I felt as if I had gained a newfound appreciation for my ancestry and heritage. I joined Kizuna, a leadership program in Little Tokyo, and then applied for the Stanford Reischauer Scholarship Program. I developed an admiration for Japan. Receiving the Java Memorial Scholarship would be an incredible honor in not only my educational journey, but also the significance it holds in my cultural identity. I really realize I now have the opportunity to be the change maker, educator, and activist that old me needed. I will have the resources necessary to educate others about Japanese culture and share my love for my heritage." Congratulations, Alex. Next, we have the Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship. Jimmy Kanaya was born in Oregon. His family was incarcerated at Minidoka Relocation Camp in Idaho until the end of the war. Mr. Kanaya joined the 442nd Regimental Combat Team and served as a medic. During fighting near Bifontaine, France, he was captured and held as a POW until the end of World War II. Later, he joined the MIS and served in post-war Japan. He received a Silver Star and a Bronze Star with Valor Device and 2 Oak Leaf Clusters. Colonel Kanaya served our country during 3 wars, earning a master's degree while he served. He retired as the Deputy Commandant, Medical Education and Training Campus at Fort Sam Houston, Texas in 1974. The Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Rachel Takamiya. Rachel lives in Wailuku on the island of Maui. She will be attending Lewis and Clark College in Oregon, where she will study the health sciences and pre-med. Rachel was a member of her high school color guard. She was a member of the 4-H and Japanese Club and volunteered in her community. She was recognized for her Japanese language biliteracy skills. Rachel's grandfather, Jin Takamiya, was a member of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. In her essay, Rachel wrote, "As a fourth-generation Japanese American living in Hawaii, I take pride in being Japanese Okinawan and a descendant of several Nisei veterans. My family has run a grocery store called Takamiya Grocery for over 75 years in Happy Valley, Maui. We contribute to and support various parts of our community. We are big supporters of the Nisei Veterans Memorial Center. After volunteering with them and learning more, I hold a deep sense of appreciation and respect for the Nisei veterans who fought in World War II. In winning this scholarship, I would represent and honor my ancestors for being World War II veterans and their courageous efforts. Thus, I am inspired to give back to my community as well." We look forward to that, Rachel. Congratulations. The Izuno Family Memorial Scholarship was established in honor of Dr. Takumi Izuno. He was born on the Big Island of Hawaii. After Executive Order 9066 was issued, his father, a teacher, was incarcerated in Louisiana, while his family was sent to Camp Jerome in Arkansas, where Dr. Izuno finished his high school education. Later, he earned a bachelor's degree in agriculture education. He joined the MIS in 1951 and served in Korea. After he earned a PhD in plant genetics at the University of Minnesota, he taught at the University of Hawaii's Hilo campus. He and his family traveled to Europe, where he studied the effects of the Aswan Dam on irrigation and agriculture in the Nile River Basin. He continued as a consultant in Asia, Africa, and South and Central America. Dr. Izuno was recognized for his contributions in international agriculture with the University of Minnesota's Outstanding Achievement Award. Dr. Izuno was a lifetime JAVA member. This year we present the Izuno Family Memorial Scholarship to Cameron Sample. Cameron is from Denver, Colorado. She plans to attend Williams College in Massachusetts. As a Girl Scout, she earned the Gold Award. Cameron was a writer and editor of student news publications. As a community volunteer, she helped with clothing and food drives. She assisted with research at Camp Amachi. Cameron also enjoys taiko drumming, photography, and writing. She's the daughter of JAVA member Elaine Sample. Her great-granduncle, Howard Ichiro Ogawa, served with the MIS. Cameron wrote, "In times of distress, my 80-year-old Japanese grandmother stroked my hair and whispered, 'Gaman,' to endure the seemingly unbearable with patience and dignity. It happened over a razor scooter accident where I scraped my knees, the disappointment I felt when not receiving the role I wanted in my school musical, and my reaction to finding out that my family was moving from LA to Denver. Each time my grandmother encouraged me to accept the difficult situations with grace. Today, I struggle with gaman and what it has meant for my family. Gaman is appropriate for a pair of scraped knees, but when applied on the scale of grave injustice, I no longer agree with it. Over the course of my high school career, I realized the danger of the passivity intrinsic in gaman. Although I deeply respect gaman and everything it means to my family, I've witnessed the impact that advocacy can have. Like the brave and passionate individuals who started these scholarships, I will use my voice in service to my community. Receiving this scholarship would be an immense honor, and I will dedicate my education to making my community and JAVA proud. We know you will, Cameron. Congratulations." The Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship. Grant Hirabayashi was a native of Washington State. He enlisted just before the war to become an aircraft mechanic for the Army Air Corps. When war broke out on December 7th, 1941, his family was forcibly evacuated to the Tule Lake camp in Northern California, just south of the Oregon border. Hirabayashi joined the MIS and the famed Merrill's Marauders and served admirably in the Burma campaign. He was installed in the Ranger Hall of Fame in 2004. Mr. Hirabayashi worked at the State Department, the Library of Congress, and the National Security Agency. He was a lifetime member of JAVA. We're pleased to present the Grant Hirabayashi Scholarship to Trevor Toda. Trevor lives in Seal Beach, California. He plans to attend the University of California at San Diego, where he will study chemical engineering. Trevor was an academic mentor supporting younger students at his school. He designed a computer programming course, which was offered to elementary school students. He played tennis and was honored as a scholar athlete. He also volunteers in nearby schools and at a nearby nature center. Trevor also plays the piano. His great-grandfather, Lloyd Toda, was a member of D Company in the 100th Battalion. Trevor wrote, "I have always seen school and its environment as a chance for me to develop my learning skills, practice a healthy work ethic, explore my interests, and prepare for my future. College is part of my vision for the future where I can continue to expand my talents and abilities while also being able to become a valuable part of the next generation for society. I am proud to know that I am receiving aid that pays respects to my family's past struggles. In addition to my great-grandfather's bravery in the war, my ancestors, along with thousands of other Japanese Americans, had the strength to rebuild their lives after everything was unjustly taken from them. Receiving Java's assistance would mean a lot to me because it would honor my family's memories and sacrifices." Congratulations, Trevor. The Furumoto Family Memorial Scholarship in honor of Hiroshi Hamai. Tak Furumoto, his wife Carolyn, and his sister Dr. Margie Sakamura established this scholarship in honor of their brother-in-law, Hiroshi Hamai, a U.S. Army veteran who served during the Korean War. Mr. Hamai earned the Bronze Star. He grew up in San Luis Obispo, California. When he was 12, he and his family were incarcerated at Poston in Arizona. Sadly, his mother died while he was incarcerated. His sister assumed the role of caregiver for him and his 3 brothers. His older brother, Kaz, enlisted in the 442nd. After the war, Hiro Hamai returned to California and worked as a foreman in a plastics manufacturing plant until his retirement. He helped many families, including the Furumotos, upon their return from Japan. He loves fast cars and gambling at casinos, as well as fishing, hunting, and all sports, especially baseball. He often said that the secret to a long life was eating all the meat and junk food you want, including sweets for breakfast. We're pleased to award the Furumoto Family Memorial Scholarship to Boston Ujimori. Boston lives in Aiea, Hawaii. He will be attending the California Lutheran College, where he will be studying marine biology. Boston will be playing on his college baseball team. He helps support students with disabilities as they prepared for a special program at school. Boston helped raise funds for the residents of Lahaina after the wildfires there. He is a great-grandson of Katsumi Komitani, who served with the 100th Battalion. His great-granduncle, Susumu Ota, also served with the 100th, and his other great-granduncles, Kiyomi Yamada and Paul Kazuma, served with the 442nd. Boston wrote, "Winning a Java scholarship from the Japanese American Veterans Association is a milestone in my academic career. Being a Japanese American, the scholarship will not only help my financial situation, but also allow me to represent my heritage and culture. Those before me have gone through various hardships and given their lives for people like me to be in this position. As a result, I will be honoring those Japanese Americans before me and furthering my academic career. Winning this award showcases the trust that Java has in me to carry forward the legacy and values that Japanese American veterans experience. I will be deeply honored to preserve the memory and values. I'll be committed to impacting the lives of the next generation in any way possible." Sounds good, Boston. Congratulations. Our last memorial scholarship is the Dr. Americo Bugliani Scholarship in honor of his liberator, Paul Sakamoto. Americo Bugliani was a 12-year-old boy in Italy when the Germans invaded his town. It was a time of hunger and cold. One day he met an American GI who gave him his first brush, a tube of Colgate toothpaste, his army cap, and a photo of himself in front of a Jeep. That GI was Paul Sakamoto. Americo said that that was his only day of happiness during the war. He kept that picture in his wallet for many years, for 50 years, in fact. After many years of searching, Dr. Bugliani found Paul Sakamoto, flew to the Big Island of Hawaii, and reunited with his childhood hero. Mr. Sakamoto served admirably with the 100th Battalion, 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Dr. Bugliani was born in Italy, but he held American citizenship because his father was a U.S. citizen. In 1954, Dr. Bugliani moved to the States. Soon after, he joined the U.S. Army, serving in Europe. He earned 2 degrees in comparative literature and taught for many years at the University of Chicago. He was honored to be elected commander of the American Legion Chicago Nisei Post 1183. Later, Dr. Bugliani and his wife, Dr. Ann Bugliani, returned to Rome and later to his hometown of Pietrasanta. But Americo felt he needed to do more. So he organized the citizens of his hometown of Pietrasanta and persuaded them to construct a monument to honor the Nisei soldiers who had liberated their hometown. The beautiful monument by world-renowned sculptor Marcello Tomasi depicts Sadao Munemori, who was awarded the Medal of Honor for his heroic death on a Gothic line. We'd like to present the Dr. Bugliani Memorial Scholarship in honor of Paul Sakamoto to Reese Akemi Haramoto. Reese lives in Whittier, California. She'll be studying English literature and art history at the University of California at Berkeley. Reese participated in the Kizuna Leadership Program. She was a member of her school's drill team and other clubs. Reese earned a Girl Scouts Gold Award and was Performing Arts Student of the Year at her school. Reese's great-grand-uncle, George Ryoji Yamada, served with the 442nd. Reese wrote, "Grandpa, you'll never believe it, I got into UC Berkeley," I ecstatically said during a FaceTime phone call to my grandparents. Hearing the news, my grandpa in the country shouted out in joy, "All right," for his youngest granddaughter would be attending his beloved alma mater, the first in our family to do so. Hearing the news, my grandpa became overcome with emotion, as attending UC Berkeley as a young man was a hard-fought, long journey, one that was almost derailed after he and his family had to abandon their family farm near Sacramento to be forcibly incarcerated in Jerome, Arkansas during World War II. His family returned to California following the war with absolutely nothing. The internment camps left an indelible mark that forever changed the fabric of my own family's history. Throughout my life, I've been truly fortunate that my family has been able to achieve success through education. It is a testament to their ability to heal, forgive, and thrive no matter the circumstances. As I prepare to walk on the same campus as my grandfather did more than 60 years ago, I revel in the full circle moment that awaits me and am beyond excited to create my own life's journey this fall. The future awaits. Yes, it does, Reese. Congratulations. And it does for all 12 of our Merit Memorial Scholars. Congratulations to all of them. Now I'd like to present the recipients of 3 scholarships for students who are continuing their college education. All of them have completed at least 1 year of college or university. The first of the 3 is the Kyoko Tsuboi Topkin Legacy Scholarship. It's presented to a student who has completed at least 1 year of college. It is awarded in the amount of $2,000. Mrs. Tsuboi Topkin grew up in Oregon and attended school for a time in Japan. She returned to the U.S. in 1940. Her family was incarcerated at Minidoka internment camp in Idaho. Because of her language skills, she was able to leave the camp to work in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to assist in Japanese language training to support the war effort. Later, she moved to New York, where she worked for the Tribune, the Register, and the New York Times newspapers. After her husband's death, she returned to Portland, Oregon. Mrs. Topkin long admired World War II Nisei soldiers. Her estate continues to be a major source of funding of Java's education program, which educates people about the contributions of the 100th, 442nd, and the MIS. On February 6, 2009, Java President Bob Nakamoto presented Mrs. Topkin with Java's highest award, the Courage, Honor, Patriotism plaque for her outstanding service to the community. We award the Kyoko Tsuboi Topkin Legacy Scholarship this year to Kristen Leanne Abe. Kristen lives in Honolulu, Hawaii. She's enrolled at UCLA, where she plans to earn a BA in psychology. Kristen was recognized for academic excellence in Spanish, English, and global education by her high school. At UCLA, she has joined a service fraternity and is on a competitive dance team. Kristen helps students at nearby elementary schools with mindfulness programs. Kristen's great uncle, Seiichi Tsugawa, was a member of G Company of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Kristen wrote, just as Uncle Seiichi and the 442nd Battalions fought for the good of future generations, I aim to continue their acts of service for the next generation by uplifting younger students in my community. My high school faced internal and public backlash after a former basketball coach was accused of sexual misconduct. I created a lesson plan regarding the nuances of consent and how to help victims of abuse and taught it to a 9th grade guidance class. Additionally, for my senior capstone project, my group and I designed mental wellness activities for elementary school students to develop healthy coping mechanisms to utilize later in life. We hope to destigmatize mental health early on by introducing self-care activities and facilitating open conversations. Very important work that you've done, Kristen, and congratulations. Next, we have the Phil Tsunao Ishio Founders Scholarship in honor of Phil Tsunao Ishio, his wife Connie, and their son Douglas. This scholarship in the amount of $3,000 is awarded to a recipient who has completed at least 2 years of college. Mr. Ishio was born in Berkeley, California, and grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. He attended college in Utah and in Japan, but returned to the U.S. as World War II approached. Mr. Ishio was drafted into the Army in 1941, then volunteered for the MIS language school. He served with the MIS for 6 years in the Pacific during World War II and beyond. After he earned his bachelor's and master's degrees from Georgetown University in DC, he joined the CIA. Later, he worked at the FDA. Mr. Ishio was a founding member of Java and served as its president. Phil's wife, Constance, grew up in Montana. She received her BA degree in early childhood education from Colorado State Teachers College in Greeley. She was active as a community volunteer, including a reading program for young children. She loved to cook and was known for her peanut brittle and blueberry muffins. This year, we present the Ishio Founders Scholarship to Mr. Kai Vu. Kai hails from Seattle, Washington. He's enrolled at the University of Washington, where he is pursuing a degree in global and public health. Kai has worked as a clinical lab technician and as a biostatistics intern at the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Society, covering diseases such as COVID and HIV. Kai serves as a member of the Community Advisory Board of the State of Washington's Department of Health. He has assisted with several conference presentations. He has created videos and infographics to help students write effective essays. Kai is also a volunteer with his local JACL chapter. George K. Yamada, Kai's great-grandfather, served in the MIS. Kai wrote, My maternal great-grandparents were imprisoned for years in the Japanese American incarceration camps during World War II, and my father and his parents spent years in refugee camps in Malaysia before immigrating to the US. Growing up and learning of the shared adversity both sides of my family faced empowered me to become further engaged in social justice. Volunteering for the JACL, mentoring underserved high school students, and holding various leadership advocacy positions have allowed me to explore this passion and pave the way for my future career interests. I aspire to provide care to underserved communities with compassion and cultural humility, acknowledging the unique identities of my patients and ensuring their stories don't go unheard. Throughout my journey, I aim to reduce the health disparities faced by immigrants, sexual minorities, and other marginalized groups, providing patients with treatment plans to facilitate long-term improvements in their quality of life. Becoming a physician is a calling that stems from my values and identity as a Gosei Japanese American. Winning the Java Ishio Founders Scholarship would allow me to honor my cultural heritage and continue working to become a diligent and educated health professional in my community, guiding others toward a more socially just, culturally diverse, and equitable future. That sounds wonderful, and we congratulate Kai. Our final scholarship is a Daniel K. Inouye Memorial Scholarship. Mr. Inouye grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii. In 1943, he left the University of Hawaii, where he was studying medicine, and he joined the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. Senator Inouye attained the rank of second lieutenant. He was gravely injured in combat in Italy. After the war, Inouye completed his law degree. He served in the Hawaii Territorial Legislature and was elected to Congress when Hawaii became a state in 1959. A few years later, he became Hawaii's senator and served as president pro tempore of the Senate. Senator Inouye received the Medal of Honor in a ceremony at the White House in 2001. The Daniel K. Inouye Scholarship in the amount of $3,000 is awarded to an undergraduate or graduate student who has completed at least 1 year of college and plans to seek a career in the military or public service. And the recipient of the Daniel K. Inouye Scholarship this year is Miss Jenna Tsuzaki. Jenna is a student at the University of Hawaii's John A. Burns School of Medicine. She plans to get her MD degree. In recent years, Jenna has provided wound care and other medical services to members of the homeless community in Honolulu. She has served as surgical floor leader and hospital administrative assistant. Jenna has been a clinical research assistant at the UH Cancer Center. Jenna's grandfather, Harry Fukuhara, served in the MIS. Jenna wrote, "My grandfather was forced to choose between his family in Japan and his home here in America. My grandfather's history of devotion and service has always served as a source of inspiration to me ever since I was young. These values were instilled in me through his countless stories and watching him continue to give back to his community even as he aged. Now, as an adult, I hope to continue to carry on his legacy of dedicated public service as a physician. My vision for public service as a physician is multifaceted. I hope to address disparities by working in underserved communities, providing care to those who need it most and where medical care is limited. I have volunteered at outreach medical clinics and provided wound care services to the houseless communities. Through my public service as a physician, I hope to contribute to the advancement of healthcare equity and to help increase access for all Americans, no matter their backgrounds. I hope to serve my country by addressing and advocating for healthcare disparities and the overall well-being of underserved communities. I hope that in doing so, I can embody the spirit of service and selflessness that defines my grandfather's legacy as a Japanese American veteran. Congratulations to Jenna. And to all, to Kai and Kristen and the 12 memorial scholars. I think you'll agree that these are all very amazing young people with great academic credentials, devotion to community service, and a determination to pursue their dreams in higher education. I think we can depend on them to go for broke and carry on the legacy of our Nisei veterans and the Nisei generation. Congratulations to all and best wishes for a successful year. A hearty round of applause for all our scholars. And back to Jason.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, we'll recognize our scholarship award recipients individually. Each recipient will introduce themselves and share their remarks. I would now like to individually recognize our scholarship award winners and allow them to introduce themselves. The Major Orville and Maud Shirey Memorial Scholarship recipient is Ms. Taylor Manger from Honolulu, Hawaii. Taylor, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Taylor Mallinger, and I am a 2024 graduate from Hawaii Baptist Academy on Oahu. This fall, I will be attending Santa Clara University as a dance and English major. I am honored to be the recipient of this Orville and Maud Shirey Scholarship, and I'm deeply grateful for this opportunity to not only pursue my passions and education in college, but also to honor the legacy of those such as Major Orville Shirey and my great-grandfathers, Sadami Katahara and Harold Manago, who have sacrificed to provide us with the life we have today. And with that said, I am excited to take advantage of this opportunity, and I hope to represent the Shireys and the Java Scholarship well as an English major in college and as a member of community and life beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. The Robert Nakamoto Memorial Scholarship recipient is Mr. George Pele from Richmond, Virginia. George, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Like that was just said, my name is George Pele. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I graduated from Freeman High School, and I plan on attending Virginia Tech for a general engineering degree, and which will turn into hopefully either civil or mechanical engineering. I'd like to take this time to thank the Java Foundation and also the Nakamoto family for this opportunity to further my education. I hope to attend school and to further the values of community and heritage as best as I can. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you, George. The Colonel Virgil R. Miller Memorial Scholarship recipient is Ms. Eve Hamadoy from New Jersey. Eve, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eve Kamadoy, and I am attending the University of Michigan next year as I just graduated high school, Northern Highlands Regional High School. And I firstly just want to thank everyone from Java for their supporting me through my next journey in college and my future education. And it is truly an honor to be the recipient of the Colonel Virgil Miller Scholarship. And to be able to carry on the legacy of my grandfather who fought in the 442nd Regiment. I think that this scholarship will really serve as an inspiration to persevere through challenges in the future and always be a reminder to serve my community. So once again, thank you, Java.
Thank you, Eve. The Victor and Teru Matsui Memorial Scholarship recipient is Mr. Kevin Nakaishi from Arcadia, California. Kevin, the floor is yours.
Hey guys, I'm Kevin Nakaishi, and like you said, I graduated from Arcadia High School, and I will be studying pre-business economics at UCLA while also doing pre-med. First, I'd just like to say thank you so much to the Japanese American Veterans Association, and especially the Matsui family for the honor of this award. This money will go towards my education at UCLA, and it'll help my family out a lot. I'm going to work my hardest there and try to make my great-grandfathers Yukio and Masanobu proud. So thank you again.
Thank you, Kevin. The Ben Kuroki Memorial Scholarship recipient is Ms. Milia Okamoto from Yokota Air Base, Japan. Milia, the floor is yours.
Hi, my name is Malia Okamoto. I recently graduated from Yokota High School, which is in Japan. So it's actually a fun 5 a.m. right now. I'm planning to go to the University of Florida to study applied physiology and kinesiology with a focus on pre-physical therapy studies. I'd like to thank the Java Scholarship Committee and, Mr. Rosa for everything that they've done and to support my future education. I know my dad loves being a Java member, so I truly appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you, Malia, and good morning. The Sadami Katahara Memorial Scholarship recipient is Ms. Jacqueline Hamai from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Jacqueline, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Hamai. I recently graduated from Los Osos High School and will be attending UC San Diego in the fall to major in biology. I would like to thank the Katahara family for their generous support and Java for making all of this possible. This opportunity gave me time to reflect on all the veterans who sacrificed their lives, including my great uncle Kaz Hamai, who served in the 442nd, and my grandfather Hiroshi Hamai, who fought in the Korean War. So yeah, thank you. And I'd like to wish the rest of the recipients the best of luck in their future endeavors.
Thank you, Jacqueline. The Mitsugi Kasai Memorial Scholarship recipient, Mr. Alexander Ninomiya from South Pasadena, California. Alex, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm Alex. I recently graduated from South Pasadena High School, and I'm going to be going to Stanford University to study East Asian Studies. I'm also going to do some cross-disciplinary studies with biology there. And first, I just want to say thank you to the Java Scholarship community for giving me and the other students here the opportunity to continue their education. I think it's great that you guys are encouraging us to embody the legacies of the Issei veterans. And also for me personally, receiving this award is really meaningful for me because I truly value my Japanese American heritage.
Thank you, Alex. The Colonel Jimmy Kanaya Memorial Scholarship recipient is Ms. Rachel Takamiya from Maui, Hawaii. Rachel, the floor is yours.
Hello everybody. My name is Rachel Takamiya. I just graduated from Baldwin High School on Maui, and for college I will be attending Lewis and Clark College in Portland, Oregon. And I plan to have a bachelor's in science and then take an accelerated bachelor's in nursing with a Japanese minor. I'd like to thank Java Scholarship Program and the Kanaya family. And then I am just so grateful for this opportunity, and congratulations to everybody else.
Thank you, Rachel. The Ranger Grant Hirabayashi Memorial Scholarship recipient is Mr. Trevor Toda from Seal Beach, California. Trevor, the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Trevor Toda. I recently graduated from Los Alamitos High School, and I will be attending UC San Diego in the fall of 2024, where I will be studying chemical engineering. It means a lot to me that I can take part in my family's history through this organization, and this award has been a great help to me and my family, and it's been a great help to my future as well. So I would like to take this time to thank Java for this honor.
Thank you, Trevor. The Fudamoto Family Memorial Scholarship in honor of Hiroshi Hamai recipient is Mr. Boston Ujimori from Aiea, Hawaii. Boston, the floor is yours.
Hello, my name is Boston Ujimori. I'm from Aiea, Hawaii. I just graduated from Aiea High School. I want to thank Java and the Java committee for giving me this opportunity to support my academic journey. I will also be playing baseball at Cal Lutheran University. I am proud to say that my aunties and uncles have served in the 442nd and the 100th Battalion, and I'm grateful for their sacrifices and lessons that they have taught me today. I just want to take this time to say thank you to the Java committee for allowing me this opportunity to further my education.
Thank you, Boston. The Dr. Americo Bugliani Memorial Scholarship in honor of Paul Sakamoto recipient is Ms. Reese Haramoto from Whittier, California. Reese, the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Reese Haramoto, and I will be attending the University of California, Berkeley, where I plan to study English and art history. I wanted to say that I'm extremely honored to be the recipient of the Americo Bugliani Memorial Scholarship. And I also wanted to say a big thank you to the Java organization and the scholarship committee for this incredible opportunity and for choosing me to be the recipient of this scholarship. And also just want to say a quick thank you to the veterans for their noble sacrifice so that I have the opportunities I have today. This scholarship really means so much to me and will definitely help me pursue my studies at Berkeley. And just lastly, congratulations to all the fellow recipients.
Thank you, Reese. The Kyoko Tsuboi Topkin Legacy Scholarship recipient is Ms. Kristen Abe from Honolulu, Hawaii. Kristen, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, my name is Kristen. I graduated from Punahou School in 2023. I'm currently studying psychology at UCLA and intend to pursue a career in healthcare. Thank you again to the JAVA committee for this amazing opportunity. It is such a privilege to be able to receive the Topkin Legacy Scholarship and honor my uncle Seichi, the 44th Regiment, and their many sacrifices. I am eternally grateful for all the years of perseverance and tireless work my family and ancestors have put in to enable me to have the power of freedom and choice of my passions. And best of luck to the other recipients. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristen. Ladies and gentlemen, on Zoom, please unmute yourselves and congratulate our 2024 JAVA Scholarship Award recipients.
Woohoo! Congrats. Cool.
Nice. Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay, next slide, please. Our scholarship program owes its success to the generosity of our esteemed donors and their families. Let's take a moment to recognize and thank our sponsors who are here with us. I would like to introduce our generous charitable donor, Captain Mike Katahara, who wants to make some comments at this time. Sir, the floor is yours.
Hey, thanks, Jason. Aloha to everybody. My name is Mike Katahara, and on behalf of my grandfather, Sadami Katahara, and his sons, Ron, Keith, and Lester, I wanted to thank JAVA for giving us the opportunity to honor my grandfather and the 100th and 442nd who have both established such an honorable legacy. My grandfather, Sadami, placed a high priority on service to country and to education. We hope that this scholarship helps to continue that legacy. Thank you for allowing us that opportunity. Jacqueline, congratulations on being the first recipient of the Sadami Katahara Memorial Scholarship. We hope this little bit helps as you embark on your career journey. Godspeed to you and all the other scholarship recipients. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. If there are any other donors I missed, I respectfully apologize. Please unmute yourself and the floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cynthia Macri, and I am actually the daughter of Dr. Takumi Izuno. And I spent my lifetime, basically he spent his 40 years serving overseas, and we traveled with him. So I grew up in Egypt, Pakistan, Mexico, and India before coming back to the States for college, actually. So it's really not that scary to be overseas, living in other cultures. So I was struck by the number of pre-med and health sciences students that are recipients of these JAVA scholarships. And I just want you guys to be aware of much bigger and huge, gigantic scholarships that also allow you to serve your country. This is what I did because, 5 kids, all expected to go to college in our family. And my family didn't have the money to send us all to graduate school. So I joined the Navy to pay for college with a full ride health profession scholarship. So those of you that are going to medical school, even nursing school, consider that you can not only get a free education, but also serve your country. So my 4-year obligation extended to 35 years, and I spent 35 years serving in the United States Navy before retirement in 2014. JAVA has been a very big and supportive part of my post military service career, actually. And one of the reasons is because there's not a lot of spoken or a lot of education about the camps. My grandfather was in an actual U.S. prisoner of war camp in Louisiana. My father did all his entire high school in in Camp Jerome, Arkansas, and there wasn't a lot of said about that. But today, I think that it's important that we remember our roots, and also that history could repeat itself if we're not careful. So I would like to just encourage you to look at service to the country as part of your future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next slide, please. Java would like to also thank our Java Scholarship Committee, chaired by Mrs. Krista Rosa, Captain Dr. Cynthia Macri, Lieutenant Colonel Bob Volkak, and Major Kei Zumihara. If anyone from our Scholarship Committee would like to speak, the floor is yours. I think most of you have already spoken. Okay, next slide, please.
Yeah. And
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am.
I'm gonna thank you guys. So Howard High, Java president, thank you so much for your support and your assistance with this program. Jason, you have been an amazing MC and you've helped so much in the past several years. Antoinette Phelps, our Java executive director, for helping behind the scenes and today in front of the camera. And also thank you to Terry Shima, former Java executive director, 442nd veteran. Without these people and without our donors, we would not have had a scholarship program. So thank you all.
If there's anyone in our audience or Zoom audience who I missed and desires to speak, please feel free to unmute yourself. Okay. Esteemed attendees, I'm sorry. Okay. Esteemed attendees, scholarship recipients, their Ohana families, and honored guests that are in Zoom, please at this time turn on your cameras for a group photo, a Zoom photo, to celebrate the individuals who contribute to the success of this event, which is everybody here. Okay. We're good? Okay, ma'am, please continue.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for joining us at our annual event. Your presence is truly appreciated. As part of the Japanese American Veterans Association, your support, continued support, helps us educate the public about the Japanese American experience during World War II, preserve camaraderie, honor departed comrades, and advocate for veterans and their families as families serve too. Stay informed by visiting our website at java-us.org, following us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. For our scholarship recipients, I encourage you to keep us updated. We are always excited to hear about your growth toward making our world a better place for our next generation. Everyone have a phenomenal rest of your weekend, and please stay healthy and safe. A hui ho for 2025. Thank you.